big standing ovation for Kathy from Pareti Mobile Walls.
Okay, back. Hi everybody, good morning. I'm Kathy Kyle and I own a company called Pareti Mobile Walls. This is one of the things in the world that we didn't think we would ever need, and as it turns out, it's very helpful to a lot of people. Right? Okay, first thing I want you to think about is how long it took to build this room. If you just look around, better yet, if you don't have any idea how to build, which I didn't a year and a half ago, no idea what 2x4s, what tools I would need, where I would hammer things, this is a problem that we solve. Our walls would be able to build a room that simulates this in about probably 2 hours, 3 hours. That means you can hang pictures, you can paint them, and when you're done, you can take them apart. So our walls were used at the main Cedar Rapids Czech Museum and are still in use, temporary walls. That's the beauty of it, because if you're in a situation where you're going to build walls and tear them down, this is the perfect solution. The idea actually came about one day. We have a big family with 10 kids. And one summer, one person got hurt in a sporting thing one week, and a couple weeks later we had to go back down to ER. And during that time, they were renovating the ER at Mercy, and so walls were one way with tie-back wrap all around them and noise, and then next week they were somewhere else. And I said to my husband, who was in construction, hey, you know, it's kind of senseless. Can they rebuild this? And he's like, no, they got to throw all that away. They got to throw the drywall away. Well, with our walls, you have that set up, painted, and moved around within minutes. It actually takes less time to build a room than it does to unload those walls from a truck. So the nice thing is, curators, operation managers, apartment owners, it goes on and on. You don't need to be an architect, you don't need to understand construction, you don't have any months, no time delays from building, and there's no noise. One of the strangest things we saw is that most art museums, world-class museums like St. Louis Art Museum, will use things like used office partitions for temporary displays, or they will spend a phenomenal amount of money building permanent walls that they tear down, like regular drywall, 2x4s. And in the meantime, they have this huge space that's unused and costing them money. Hotels have the same situations. A lot of times museums have spare rooms they rent out for weddings and so on. That space is unused and unmarketable in that time. With something like portable walls, you can have a temporary exhibit, charge exhibitors to come in there, take them down the next week if you have a wedding or an event, and put it back up. The nice thing too is museums are in a lot of competition with things like the web. You can go look at Wikipedia if you want instead of visiting a museum. So what this does is it creates a new factor in museums, which allows patrons to re-explore. You can change your floor plan from week to week if you like, and give people a new experience, which is a really competitive edge that museums need right now. I'm going wrong. Am I doing this wrong? Am I naming wrong? I just need you to stand. Sorry for the pixelated image, although I did want to use an analogy of Legos, because it's very much like that. I use that analogy of building blocks or Legos, because that's really all the experience you need to put these walls together. So again, this kind of reiterates what I said. You build with no damage, restore the walls when they're done. They're very easy to maintain. That's a big deal. Because if I were to put a nail hole in drywall, I'm going to have mud, I'm going to have to sand it, I'm going to repaint it. With ours, with a nail hole, you put clear caulk, the same stuff you use in the bathroom, you can paint right over it. So it's really easy. You can also paint them or put vinyl wrap on them, or some of them put chair rails on. This is the Stax Museum in Memphis. You can hang things on our walls too. We can't legally recommend that because we don't want to be responsible for a Picasso or anything like that. But we do let other curators speak to other curators and they experiment with the walls. And in this case, they are hanging Grammys and acrylic cases on it. And you really can't tell the difference between what is a permanent wall and what is a temporary wall. In fact, this guy, the operations guy, I love that quote that he gave. We get some good testimonials, but he's hilarious. And he said, the sun rises and sets on these walls, and then he said, seriously, they cover a large window. So that was his But the truth of that is when you're in a building like the Stacks or the Lorraine Museum, where, I'm gonna blank, thank you, if you're working in a historical building, you have things like windows or walls you can't touch. And this is a great example of that. Build right in front of the window, you get rid of that empty space, you can make the space more usable. Trade shows, well, I should back up a minute. There are about 3,500 different museums in the US, and we don't really have any competitors that are doing what we're doing. The only competitor we really have is in Germany, that built Mobile Walls. It is a well-known name among curators. The thing with Mila is they cost 3 times or 4 times as much as our walls do, and they have little metal pieces and gadgets you can lose, and they're also in centimeters, which a lot of people find very challenging in the US. Our walls are literally connected with tabs of wood. They rely on physics to stay together and counterbalance, so that's a big help. But the trade show market is now gaining momentum. Because I had designed trade show displays for years and worked with a portable display company called Skyline, among other brands, but mostly that one. And there's a big problem with, if you have to be marketing retail product or anything heavy, let's say you're selling guns or you're selling retail, anything retail, you can't really hang that product on a trade show display unless you build a custom display, and then you're looking at union wages and all kinds of problems when you're in a trade show venue. And these walls do the same things that a custom-built display would do, but it sets up in less than 10 minutes. And there are no power tools required. So that helps with the union guys quite a bit. They're just lifting tabs of wood and they get it in there. And you can design and do just as what you do with a normal trade show display, but have the option to hang things on. Some of our customers use things like stereo equipment, turntables, lighting, things you could never do with a portable display, and our price point is very competitive with portable displays as well. And this is an example of the sound system. This particular customer wanted to market in hotel rooms, so we customized the height of the walls. They're standard at 8 feet, but we can build lower at no extra cost. And you can hold heavy products. The customers we have held products up to 75 pounds on these walls as long as they're adequately designed with enough counterbalance. The reason for that is that drywall will actually tear apart from the wood. So because of our system, the design, and the way that it's built, it won't delaminate. And this is another trade show display where we put graphics on with this. The difference with our walls too is that the inside core is not like regular 2x4 structure. The parts are machined, so they precision fit together in a grid inside the walls, so which makes them about half the amount of weight as if you were to build a drywall with regular 2x4 studs. We also offer pedestals because that's an add-on product for this market. It's a very competitive market. It's pretty much a staple product, but it's a nice add-on. I thought, hey, if we're missing these sales to a competitor, why not just add them on? This is not intuitive to me to do this. Why is it sometimes? There we go. Okay, we have a lot of questions how the walls work. For one thing, all of our sales, 100% of our sales are made online with the exception of the Czech Museum. That's pretty odd for something that is a big product like that, is a tangible sale, and it is a new invention, so people have no point of reference except a wall. So here's what I tell customers. This is what our components, a very simple product line. Right now, there are any more, but we have different wall segments. Then we have an L-shaped wall, a T-shaped wall, and caps that are cosmetic. The joiners are what connect into 5 property areas of the wall. Now, the cool thing is that you can build just about anything. You can create a maze if you want to. You can build walls this high, up 8 feet. We can do up over 8 feet for it's higher in cost. But this same technology now, we're working on curved walls. Now, curved walls, if you've seen those portable displays, Mirage display, they've been around for years. Well, let's say you wanted to do that in a receptionist area, or let's say you wanted a curved room, or maybe a sound booth. Something like that to build a curved wall, like this curved area up here, would have taken a lot of time. Now, I've seen things online before where you might have a metal track, you can put in the top and the bottom, provided it's perfectly aligned. You might build a rough curved wall in about 6 hours. Ours will take about 15 seconds, and it will cost about the same amount. So that's kind of what our direction is next, is adding more shapes with this universal design. So it's really fun. It allows curators and other people who don't have experience to really use their imagination. And there's no holdup. One of the things that we have, for instance, is if you build a room, you're like, you know what, I've planned this out on paper, but I don't have enough for wheelchair access. What am I going to do? Well, you just pick up and move the walls, and that's really a nice thing. Here's an example of how this is one of the more standard configurations we sell here, and you can see where these different shapes can connect into as many possibilities as you can imagine. It's just like building blocks, but for adults. This is kind of a 3-minute, we do a lot of social media advertising. This is a 3-minute video that shows how the walls work, where we've been around the country, and it helps people to see how they work together. It'll take up time in my presentation, so you can find it on our website. Yeah. What? Oh, okay. Am I up to 6 minutes already? Okay, well, here I'll fly through. This is just I'll just fly through these pictures so you can see just different production. And we're all around the country at this point. We have had some sales in Canada, but they were actually through California, so we're not an export yet. Our growth, this is an interesting thing too. Our growth, we've matched our entire year sales last month, so we're on target to double this year. And growth is our issue right now. That's our challenge right now. I think that's it. So it's all good news. Our challenges right now are, trying to do more than just passive marketing. We find that our influencers are mainly college interns, or people that are pretty low ranking in a company that make this suggestion. We find when we have been doing more direct sales that the decision makers are less inclined to consider this, whereas younger people seem to have more resourcefulness and problem solving abilities that are kind of outside the box. So right now, those are our biggest challenges: managing growth and then trying to get a little more control on incoming sales based on statistics rather than incoming sales from the site, although those will be consistent. So does anybody have any questions?